morning, beautiful souls. I'm Dr. Carrie Meridian, and welcome to the very first episode of Meridian's Astrology Forecast. I am so happy you're here. Every week, we're going to spend a few moments together exploring what the stars are inviting us to learn. Not because astrology predicts the future, no, but because I believe it helps us to return to ourselves. And that's really what Meridian Astrology is all about. That's what I'm all about. Okay? So, are we ready? Let's take a look at this week. So, looking at this week, if I could sum up the entire week in one sentence, I believe it would be this. Move forward, but don't force forward. Maybe you've been feeling like you're standing between two chapters of your life. Part of you is ready for something new, but the other part isn't quite sure how to get there. If that's you, you are in such good company. This week's astrology reminds us growth doesn't always happen because we push harder. Sometimes growth happens because we become more aligned with who we really are. Okay? So, let's look at this week. Early this week, Jupiter and Neptune come together in such a really beautiful way. This is dream energy. It's creative energy. It's hopeful energy. It's the kind of energy that quietly asks, what dream have you forgotten that your soul still remembers? Maybe it's something you wanted to do for years, like go on a trip. Maybe it's part of yourself you've been too busy to nurture, take a hot bath, whatever it is. This week invites you to reconnect with it. Because returning to yourself often means returning to the dreams that never truly left you. Okay, but then the energy shifts, okay? Jupiter stands opposite of Pluto. And personally, I think this transit asks one of the most important questions of the week. Where am I trying to control my life instead of trusting it? I know I've been there. Like trying to have every answer. I got to have every answer. Trying to make everything happen on my timeline. Forget the universes. Trying to force things, a door to open. But you know, sometimes the greatest transformation begins the moment we loosen our grip. Returning to yourself doesn't mean having all the answers. It means trusting yourself enough to take that next step. All right. So then something exciting happens. Jupiter connects with Uranus. I love this energy. This is breakthrough energy. Those little moments when an idea suddenly appears, a conversation out of the blue changes everything. A new opportunity shows up. Pay attention this week. The universe doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers. Don't ignore the whisper, okay? Okay, by midweek, the sun moves into Leo. Leo reminds us to stop hiding, to stop making ourselves smaller, to stop waiting until we're ready. Let me ask you something. Where in your life have you been dimming your own light? Because the world doesn't need a smaller version of you. It needs the real version of you. And returning to yourself sometimes means having the courage to be fully seen. Okay, here's a good one. Later in the week, Mercury finally moves direct. Yay, we're out of that. Because if life has felt confusing, if communication has been messy, if you've been second guessing yourself, there was a reason Mercury was retrograde. But now you may begin to feel things becoming clearer. But here's something I always like to remember. Sometimes clarity doesn't arrive because life changes. Sometimes clarity arrives because we change. We do. When we become quiet enough, we can finally hear our own inner wisdom. That's when I meditate. All right. Ooh, okay. I don't even know if I want to tell you this, but we close the week with Saturn beginning its retrograde. Oh no, don't let Saturn scare you. I actually think Saturn is the wise teacher of the zodiac because it simply asks, is the life you're building actually aligned with who you are becoming? Not who you used to be. Not who everyone expects you to be, but the person your soul is calling you to become. So, as you move through this week, I want to leave you with one question, okay? What part of yourself is ready to come home? Take that question with you, okay? Sit with it, journal about it, meditate on it. You might be surprised at the answer. Thank you so much for joining me for the very first episode of the Meridian Astrology Forecast. If this message resonated with you, I'd love, love, love to hear from you. Leave me a comment and tell me, what part of yourself are you returning to this week? So, until next time, keep looking to the stars and keep, most of all, returning to yourself.